Shalom. Well, today I am going to share with you, I have various ways of making dumplings. I made dumpling soup last night and there were complaints that there weren't enough dumplings in the soup. So I'm just going to share one of my recipes that I have for making my dumplings. They're soft and kind of chewy at the same time. Well, not really chewy, but they have like a certain firmness to it. So, but it's soft, if that makes any sense. They're just perfect, just perfect. I'll say al dente, like kind of like spaghetti, if you cook it in an al dente. So I already have half a stick of butter in there. Usually you're supposed to mix the dry ingredients together and then pour in the butter. But I'm going to I just realized I can actually get another bowl. This is what I'm going to do. Get another bowl. There's still some water in there, but that's okay. Pour that out. Okay, so I'm going to get baking soda. I do believe baking soda is a key ingredient in making sure your dough is like soft. I have a half a teaspoon that I'm gonna add. Okay, as one of my ingredients, and then I don't know how much sugar. I just dumped the sugar in there. It was just I had a bag and it wasn't as much sugar in there. But I'm gonna put. How about this? A heaping teaspoon of sugar. I don't always use sugar, but yesterday I decided to use sugar to make sure it was soft. Okay. And then I usually use water or broth, but I decided yesterday to use some heavy whipping cream and yogurt. But oh my gosh, what am I doing? I need the flour. So let's add the flour in. Okay, so I'm gonna add, this time around, I think I'm gonna add 2 cups of flour. There. Okay, and now I'm gonna mix it together. I have this whisk. I'll just use this. I'm going to add in some yogurt. And I did this because I figured why not. I mean, there's so many ways of making things. There's no right or wrong way as long as it's tasty. And so let me measure this out. I did yesterday, I think 2 large scoops of yogurt. It might have been more than that. And I just do it until it just kind of forms into like a dough. Okay. Just mix it together. And the thing is, you got to remember, you don't want to manipulate your mixture too much, because that's what's going to make it tough. And here's some, I'm going to put in some heavy whip cream. And that was about, I'm sorry, I didn't know if I told you how much yogurt I put in, but I put a half a cup of yogurt in. And I'm putting a half a cup of heavy whipping cream. Okay. And back to what I was saying, you don't want to over manipulate your dough, because that's what's going to make it tough. You don't want to have tough dough, because if it's tough, that means your dumplings are going to be tough. So just try to be as efficient with every step as possible, you know. So when it comes to finally mixing in the dry and wet ingredients together. And I'm gonna put a little bit more heavy whip. That was a half a cup. I'm gonna put just a tad bit more, and just pour it in there until you can get a dough consistency. And if you don't want to add more heavy whip, you can add water this time around, or you can just use water the whole entire way. But just remember, don't be sorry, over mixing if you can help it. You know, just like I said, just be focused on trying to get the wet ingredients mixed in with the wet ingredients with the dry ingredients. Oh shucks, some came off the bowl. Oh, okay. Just this time around, put a little bit of water. Okay. All right, so it's pretty much moist. Now I'm gonna put my butter in. I actually could have put that, but that's okay. I'm just gonna mix it in. I'm actually gonna start using my hands. Kind of sticky, but that's okay. And you want it to, I like it sticky because that's, like I said, it's gonna be what you want for the consistency and the texture when you cook it. Because if it's already tough and dry, it's going to be tough and dry in the soup. And you see how it's still pretty soft? That's how you want it. Okay. So now I'm going to rinse the can into the pot about 3 or 4 times until I get the consistency of a broth that I want. And I'm going to, of course, stir the water in and break up the condensed mushroom soup into the water, creating a broth mixture. Okay. I was kind of concerned if I put too much water in there, but I didn't. Okay, so I'm gonna add some black pepper. Just gonna shake it in there. I would say it's probably like about maybe, I don't want to say a quarter of a teaspoon, but I just shake and then I taste. This is definitely about a quarter of a teaspoon. Oh, so I added black pepper, and then this is poultry seasoning. that's really it gives a great kick to the soup. So that was about a quarter teaspoon of poultry seasoning, and I would say a little under a quarter teaspoon, and that might be a little bit too much black pepper, to be honest, black pepper. And then here I have ground ginger. They said it helps with digestion, so I'm gonna sprinkle about a quarter teaspoon of ground pepper in there. Ground ginger in the pot. I'm just gonna stir it. Ooh, I like how it turned brown, a little tan color. That's that poultry seasoning. It does every time. I'm gonna add, I think it's about ready for me to put the dumplings in. And so now I'm just gonna break the dumplings in. I'm just trying to cook them so I can add them into the soup that I already, and this is beginning to boil, so I'm gonna just lower the temperature. Just break it in there. And you see, it's pretty soft, and the yogurt, it gives it a sour taste, and so that's just like another note in your soup. And even with the butter that's from the dough that goes into your soup as well, and that gives it another note. So just keep in mind the ingredients that you put into your soup or any dish, and any part of the dish is going to marry with the rest of it. It's going to marinate or add another dimension. You guys, add another dimension. That's so hilarious. Add another note, actually. I need to add more liquid. But see, I don't have any broth. I like to add broth. I don't want to just keep adding water. Tastes good. I don't want to keep on adding water, and that's how you lose your flavor. So let me just see how this will turn out. And I know some people are like, oh, is it going to stick together? Because some of the dumpling balls are touching. It depends on the type of dough you make, but for some reason this didn't stick. The balls of dough, they didn't stick together, but I will give it a stir. And I'm sure you don't want to see me drop all this in here. I'll be back. All right, that is it. I had it cooked for like about, I want to say about maybe 5-7 minutes. Sorry, sticking on the bottom. Stepped away from it. Okay, so I let it cook for about 5 or 7 minutes. And let me see if I can cut into one. Let's see. Can you see that? You see how tender it is? I cut right into the dumpling, and that's it. And if you want to add more water, you can, but all I did was just grab a can of condensed mushroom soup, and I added 2 cups. I filled it up twice, rinsing out the remaining. I guess I could have filled it up one more time. Residual condensed milk that was on the walls of the can. And then I added my seasonings. And in all honesty, this is almost like a soup right here, with minus the onions and garlic and whatever other vegetables you want to add to it. So now I'm having soup myself. So this is the soup that I made last night. It's pretty thick. So I'm just gonna add some of this in there to heat up my soup for this early day. It's pretty cold outside. It's like in a negative. I was out earlier, and so I'm like, man, I want some soup to warm me up. And so I just heat it up like this. I didn't do anything like heat it up in the microwave or anything like that. I just grabbed it out of the refrigerator, and now I'm adding these dumplings that I just made, which they were right. I didn't put as many dumplings. I thought it was a lot, but apparently it wasn't a lot of dumplings in the pot. And that's it. Good. Well, shalom. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Thanks for watching.